they bought 51%.
Yes.
They bought control.
Yep.
And yet you maintained 49% equity, which so there you didn't pull any money out and put it in your jeans. You just rolled your equity into this. Is that right?
Yeah, so a little bit more complicated than that. I did pull some money out for about 6 months because we had another company lined up. Besides the three that I had, they were also looking at another business in the collision repair space. So the PE group wanted in the industry. I wasn't the only one they were talking to. They, of course, didn't know if we would come to a deal or not. So they were talking to another group as well. Once we decided that we're going to do a deal together, they brought that deal to me and said, well, how about we buy this one and put it together, put the two companies together. So this was 23 shops in Southern California. So we knew all of this prior to closing on my deal, that this was going to be our game plan. And so it was pull the money out, but then I put it right back in to write, as we all came together to write the check for the 23 shop company. And those sellers also were rolling money. So it ended up being where I went from 8 shops to 39 shops in 6 months. I went from owning 100% of the company to, for a minute, 49%, and then ultimately like about 30%. So the PE group had 51. The owners of the other business ended up having about 18. I ended up having about 30, and I was the CEO and was going to direct how the company was ran, et cetera. That was a pretty complicated, probably compared to most people's first PE experience. I think it could be a lot simpler than that.
Yeah,
but,
you just went way above my pay grade. But I want to ask you a couple questions about that. So I'm just going to, I know you're unable to share the exact number. So I'm just going to pull a number out of the air. And let's say the private equity company says, okay, we're going to pay, I'm just going to make a number up, $10 million for your business. We're going to value it at 10 million and we're going to buy 51%. So there's $5.1 million. And you said, so do you get to put $5.1 million in your pocket? You said, I think, if I understood you correctly, that not all of it went in your pocket. Most of it went on the balance sheet. So it actually was cash in the company that you went to buy additional businesses with. Am I getting that right?
Yeah. Remember I said I kind of put it into my pocket for a minute and then
back out. Yeah.
But I was trying to not get too in the weeds and just said onto the balance sheet. But in technicality, it didn't go to the balance sheet. It went to my pocket and then right back in.
Okay.
We did some special moves so that I didn't have tax consequences because I was going to put it right back in. So, but private equity companies spend a lot of money to figure out the tax code and know all the fine workings of all that stuff. But yeah, in effect, look, I don't mind saying that number. Back then, the company was worth $50 million. And so, they were going to put in a certain amount of debt. And let's just use even numbers on this. They were going to write a check for 20 million, and we were going to put 5 million in debt they were going to write a check for 20 million. I was going to leave in equity at 19 million, and we were going to put debt on the company of 10 million. So that all equaled 50. Of the difference between my 19 million and the 15 million, I had debt, all of my existing debt that I had to pay. And then I had the chunk of money that I was going to invest in that next company, which was about a $75 million company that